Hello again, another short video, 2 in 2 days. What am I doing? Am I becoming a YouTube content creator? This is a short video just to demonstrate that I was not lying or mistaken when I said that Professor Kyle Adams of the Flat Earth Institute of Science really did believe for a time that time zones affected the duration of travel between two locations. To disavow him of this belief, I showed him flights between two cities going in one direction and then the other, the duration of the flight not dependent on the time zones. I did this for Dallas to Sydney and back, and I also did this for a domestic flight, Newark to Los Angeles and back. The change in flight times here is due to not time zones, but other conditions such as flying with or against a jet stream, something like that. The conversation we had about this issue, I had to tell him that time zones are completely irrelevant to the discussion about the duration of a trip between 2 points. He was under the impression that they affect the recorded length of plane flights, and I had to tell them that they didn't. Then he says if he were to drive from his house to Las Vegas, it takes 2 hours to get there and 1 hour to get back because of changing time zones. And then he asks if plane flights record their flight durations like a stopwatch instead of basing them on actual world clocks, and by that he means by taking into account time zones. And that was when I showed him this evidence, and I explained to him that while a boarding pass might list the time zones of departure and arrival, the duration of the flight is independent of time zones. Then I gave him 3 very simple scenarios. Imagine, speaking to him, you're at your house and your wife is in Las Vegas and you call her when you leave your house. Would you tell her, I'll be there in 1 hour, I'll be there in 2 hours, or I'll be there in 3 hours? And imagine it were reversed. You're in Las Vegas, your wife is at your house. When you call her, will you say, I'll be there in 1 hour, I'll be there in 2 hours, or I'll be there in 3 hours? He's going between his house and Las Vegas or between Las Vegas and his house. And then he says it depends on daylight savings. He gives this funny little anecdote about storming Area 51, and I have to continue by reminding him that time zones and daylight savings time, none of these things has any impact on the actual duration of the travel. So I gave him this third very simple scenario. Imagine you live 1 mile east of a time zone line. If you drive across it, you'd have to change your clock back by 1 hour. But the drive might only have taken 3 minutes. The drive didn't take negative 57 minutes, it took 3 minutes. And when you drive back over the line, the trip also takes 3 minutes, not an hour and 3 minutes. He avoided answering my simple multiple choice questions. He never really did. He finally conceded the point by examining travel time between Salt Lake City and Los Angeles. So yes, this very short video, we're under 4 minutes right now, is just to show you that I wasn't making up the story about Kyle thinking time zones had an impact on the duration of travel between two locations. This is the sort of thing you will run into if you attempt to discuss with him or argue with him or debate with him about the shape of the Earth and other things relevant to that. He has very unorthodox opinions about certain things, and it can be very difficult to shake him of those beliefs. So don't be taken by surprise when you encounter this from him, and don't be frustrated. Try to educate him as best you can. That's what I've been doing. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you again sometime this summer. This has been Night Sky Jeff. Keep looking up.